Alright everyone, we are back. Now, I still have my prepper pantry to show you the state of where we're at going into eating down our preps 11 months in. It will be a year in April. With that being said, I wanted to bring some things on board, and I will link the videos where you can go into the description box and you can print this out yourself as well. So, while I was scrolling on YouTube, like I do pretty much every night, I decided that I needed to find a way that possibly may help me a little bit more with menu planning. Our life around here gets rather busy sometimes. We usually have a lot of appointments, a lot of sporting activities, things of that nature. I do homeschool 2 of my children at home. One is in public school by choice. The other 2 are homeschooled by choice. So we've got a lot of things going on, and I have to be able to simplify as much as I can in my life. It's been my goal to simplify since November of 2022. Once I get everything simplified in my life, then life will be a lot easier. So with that being said, menu planning is one of them. So went on YouTube, started searching about menu planning, and came across this particular printable from That Awkward Mom. She's absolutely fantastic. Her videos make you laugh. She tries new things and she puts out her results. And she came out with this little menu planning situation. I thought it would be worthy sharing it here. I will link that video down in the description box below. Feel free to click on that, and then in her description, you can go and print this out. Now, it does say that you do need to possibly, one of the back pages says, to print it out on the computer. However, I printed it out from my iPhone and the format came out just fine. So in that video, she basically tells you to grab yourself some meals. Meals that your family loves, meals that you guys know you're gonna eat, plates are gonna be cleaned, the full bit. And she gives you a simple meal plan here that she just decided to create. Down here below, she has some dots down here going on so that you can brainstorm and make your own meals, y'all. Like, come up with your own list. With that being said, if you go to page 2, she has where you can go ahead and write in your meal plan as well. Now, what she's stressing is make one good meal that you can use for leftovers for the next 2 days. So essentially, you're really only cooking like a bigger meal once and then breaking that bigger meal down over the next 2 days to use as leftovers. Number 1, this helps a lot of people who don't want to cook on a nightly basis. Number 2, you always have that thought in the back of your head. If you're going to make enough for now, make enough for later. Make enough for lunch tomorrow. Make enough that you can have dinner the next day as well if you want to make the same meal for dinner. Or you can deconstruct that meal and use it for other things. And that's what she was talking about in the video. She took some meals that she knew that are universal, things like chicken, beef, pork, and once she made one meal out of it one night, she deconstructed it and used part of those components for the next 2 nights to not only use up the leftovers, so there's nothing left over per se, and you're not throwing food in the trash, but also so that you don't have to slave over a stove or any of those tasks that can be daunting, making you want to just call Uber Eats or run through the drive-thru versus just cooking at home. We all know that prices on groceries have been rising. That's not anything that is a hidden, oh my gosh thing, but this is a really good concept, so I wanted to bring it to your attention. And this is the next page going through and forth on the situation. So I just want to show this to you. So you can use this every week. You cook one large meal, and then you know that you can use those components the next day for another meal. For example, if you were to cook spaghetti and meatballs, and you kept the meatballs separate from the spaghetti noodles and the sauce, you can use leftover meatballs to make a meatball sub the next day. You could do Swedish meatballs, things of that nature, but I wanted to show you this. Now, again, it did say that she prefers that you print this out from the computer to get the best results for the formatting I have an iPhone 13. I had zero problems printing this out. Now, this does require you to have Google Docs. It is free to have Google Docs. And one thing that I learned on Google Docs is if you go into it, at least I know on the phone format, because that's what I use, there is one that says recipes on the Google Docs where you can go in there, you can insert, I believe, your own picture, and you can insert your own recipes and print them out yourself. Another good tactic to use is online situations such as allrecipes.com. That tends to be one of my favorites for a couple of reasons when looking up recipes, because you can look it up by ingredients. Say you have a ton of chicken in stock and you just don't know what to do with it. You want something a little different than your usuals that you usually cook with chicken. You can type in chicken, you can type in casserole, you can type in whatever, and you're going to come up with a search engine on allrecipes.com with a ton of different recipes, how to use that chicken in different meals, whether it be an Instapot meal, a crock pot meal, a casserole, anything of that nature. On allrecipes.com, you also can sign up for a free membership, y'all. And here, we love free. I can get my hands on that's free. That helps me. I'm going to run towards it. And with that being said, you get a virtual recipe box that you can save any and all your recipes to. And you can put them into different categories. You can also create categories. They have like appetizers, dinners, desserts, breakfasts, lunches. You can also create little categories. You can do like party foods, things of that nature, toddler meals, things of that nature. So also remember, you can go to allrecipes.com and find a ton of different recipes. You can find recipes anywhere on the internet. You can use recipe books from the library instead of purchasing recipes, things of that nature as well. So I wanted to bring that forth. Also know on allrecipes.com, one of the good things that I did see is that you can add all or some of those ingredients to a Walmart shopping app. And it will just, you can select the ones that you want to go into your Walmart shopping app for ingredients for a recipe that maybe you don't have all the ingredients at home. It also breaks it down to how much, if you were to buy all of that at Walmart, how much your cost would be for that recipe. Now, if you have one or two people in your family and you're not trying to feed a crowd or a larger family, you could go to serving size, click on the serving size number and erase it and put your own number in there. If you're serving for 2 people, it will adjust all the ingredients. And I absolutely love that, because the last thing I want to do is try to figure out how many of this and that I need, or how much of this and that I need when I'm serving for a different portion size versus what the allrecipes.com has for the recipes. All right, so moving on. There is going to be another link, and I apologize, I do not know the woman's channel right off bat, so I do apologize, but there is going to be a second link that says year-long menu plan, and I will put her video in that because I ran across this as well, and I really, really like this idea. She's doing an entire menu plan in one foul swoop. Yes, you heard me. An entire year of menu planning, just quick and easy. What she did is she put things in different categories, and from those categories, she is picking her favorite recipes that she already has listed, either in a binder, or maybe she has them online in a virtual recipe box, or in a spiral notebook, things of that nature. And I am going to give this a try for March. Now, I'm not going to fill out every single part here in March. I only filled out the first week. For example, on Monday, I have that we're going to do copycat night. Copycat night can be anything that my kids may want from a restaurant, but we're not buying it at a restaurant. We are making it at home. It can be anything from homemade pizza to something the kids like Chipotle night is one of those. So all Mondays in the month of March, we're going to give it a try for the whole month of March. If it works, y'all, I'm going to do it. Like, seriously, I'm going to do it. Now, thanks for occasions and birthdays that come up. You may just have to switch things around, as she speaks about that in the video. I highly recommend that you go into my description box below and look at that video and watch it for yourself, because my mind was just blown away on how easy she made the menu plan for a whole year. Because I could just go through the plan, say, okay, it's Tuesday night, here we go. Tuesday night is our Mexican night. That can be anything from tacos to burritos to nachos to any kind of Mexican meal that we want to try. I'll go to allrecipes.com, find out how to make homemade enchiladas for my kids, chicken enchiladas, beef enchiladas, things of that nature. They're also going to learn how to make taquitos and things of that nature, because to buy those in the store, y'all, that's super expensive. To make it at home, super duper cheap. So this is what we're going to try. On Monday nights, we're going to do some kind of a copycat meal. On Tuesday nights, we're going to do Mexican meals. On Wednesday night, we're going to do breakfast for dinner. It will not be always the same breakfast. One time for breakfast for dinner, we may have eggs and bacon and toast. The next time, we may make homemade French toast or homemade stuffed French toast with fruit, things of that nature. We are going to go ahead and do a rotation of our favorite meals for each one of these categories and keep those in rotation. Now, it won't be the same meal each week. That would get a little bit boring, but we have a whole bunch of Mexican meals that we can rotate through the whole month and still have Mexican meals left over that we haven't even made. So I am getting together an entire binder and I'm sectioning it off for breakfast, lunch, and dinners, all the different meals that we love with all the ingredients, how to do it, and things of that nature. So this is our meal plan, and like I said, we'll have breakfasts for Wednesdays. On Thursdays, we're going to have a pasta night of some sort. On Friday is our quick meals. Now, quick meals can be anything that goes in the air fryer, the Instapot, or the oven. It's not going to be something that I am going to spend a long time cooking. It could also go into the crock pot and cook low and slow throughout the day. Saturday is going to be our leftover night. If we don't have leftovers, then it's going to be a fend for yourself night. I have learned to cut portion sizes down unless I want the kids to eat something the next day for lunches for my homeschooling kids and make it super simple for them. But if we don't have any leftovers, y'all, then we're going to fend for ourselves that night. It'll be super easy for the kids to do so. And then on Sunday, we are doing soup, salad, sandwiches, and or wraps. So we got a ton of different flavors of soups. We also have ramen, which I consider a soup in a sense. We can make all kinds of different sandwiches, from veggie sandwiches to grilled sandwiches, grilled ham and cheese, grilled cheese, peanut butter and jelly, whatever the kids like. We've got a ton of different salad things that we can do for salads. And if they don't want, a salad, then hey, let's jump in and make some veggie wraps. Let's make some kind of a wrap that you can have. And I'll probably even put quesadillas into this one as well. So I want to go ahead and make sure that you guys also go down in the description box, as I said, and watch the video for planning your entire menu for an entire year in one shot. I like the fact that she put this up this way because I thought, wow, this is like really, really super cool that she did this. And I just thought that is just a really neat idea. It is stress-free. You just know what meals that you want to make on certain days and just go with it. So that is what I plan to do. As soon as I get together my situation, oops, maybe I brought everything else out. I apologize. I did not realize that slid off. Let's put that calendar back in frame. Just in case, y'all, I don't know. I don't know what I just did. That might have just slipped off my CCTV. But that is what we have for you there, and I just wanted to bring that on board. So that's our calendar for the month of March. This is another one that I thought was worth bringing forward. I brought this forward before. This is the Jordan Budgets Savings Challenge. It's just giving you a glance at how much money did you spend on groceries last month? How much do you really want to spend this month? How many shopping trips have you gone on? Things of that nature, just getting you aware of the situation and things that you can be aware of to maybe save a little bit on budget. Now, she also has some other components in here as well. I'm just going to let you look through them as I talk about the different components. She has a grocery list. She has a meal planning for the week. She also has an inventory list as well. And I thought that would be really cool to bring back forward. This is the Jordan Budgets Savings Challenge when it comes to your groceries. Grocery challenge, I should say. She has this. If I can find the video, I will link it. If I cannot, just run the Jordan Budgets. I think you need to put in grocery challenge, savings challenge, and you should be able to pop it up, I think. Don't quote me on that. I'll see if I can find it. If I can't, I will link it down below. I know I've showed it before. I know I have a video back in January that I did that actually had the Savings Challenge printable copy for you. And again, this is free as well. So this is just keeping yourself mindful and understanding of how much you have in your house. She has an inventory list. Go through your pantry. Go through the bottom to the bottom of your freezers. Go to the back of your refrigerators. Look at everything you have. Go into your cabinets. Look at everything. Look at your spices. Try to make from there what you can and only buy what you need to complete meals. So that's another way that I tell you to use allrecipes.com, because bottom line is this: if you can just pop in some items that you have already on hand ingredient wise, then you may have enough to make the meals that you want, or maybe you just need 1 or 2 items to complete that meal. This is one that I cannot formally share with you, but this is one that you can create yourself in a Word document or something of that nature. I am going to write our favorite recipes down on this. This is going to be going into a recipe binder. I will laminate these sheets because if my kids take it out and they want to use it and they want to do a little bit of cooking with that, I don't want these sheets to get destroyed. If they get their little greasy or wet hands or, I don't know, cheesy hands on these, I can actually wipe it down if they are already laminated. So, for example, my girls love my mom's shepherd's pie. We call it Grandma's shepherd's pie. Honestly, it's a cottage pie. So what it is just ground beef already cooked and drained, adding it to a baking dish, adding in tomato condensed soup, adding in green beans, mixing it all up. Now, obviously, drain the liquid from the green beans before you put them into the baking dish. Mix all those 3 components up and then top it with already homemade mashed potatoes. Put it in your oven for 15 to 20 minutes at 350, pull out, and that is the shepherd's pie, quote unquote, really cottage pie that my mom made when we grew up as kids. And all of my children, with the exception of my son, loves it. My son doesn't like it, and on those days, he just gets Salisbury steak and corn because that's one of his favorite meals. And so I'm going to list all the ingredients on the page. I will list the instructions as well for the recipes that are our family recipes. And that way my kids will be able to use this. The reason I can't use this actual sheet is because it came from a packet for homeschoolers. And I thought this was really cool, but this was also sold on Etsy in that homeschooling packet. So I don't have legal grounds to actually share this one with you. But again, take a notebook, take a lined piece of paper, go online, use a Word document, and print them out yourself. Just type your favorite recipes and then type all your ingredients, type the instruction time, type the prep time in there, type all of it, and you can print it and do it yourself. You can take pictures of your own meals and put it into a Word document at the top, and then make your own little recipe slips and things of that nature and put them in your binder. I always say to print out the recipe, not just put them in your virtual recipe box because something is to happen to your account or whatnot. You always have those recipes on hand. If something happens with the internet and it goes down, you still have those recipes on hand. So these are the items that I wanted to share with you and wanted to speak on. I will list that Awkward Moms video that, again, you can go down into her description box in that video, click and download the Google Docs. Cool things are happening on Google Docs. I love it. I never really looked into Google Docs until recently and thought, oh, this is kind of cool because you can make your own docs and stuff like that on there, documents. They got templates on there as well. So I will list that down. And again, please remember to go into her description box to be able to download the Google Docs and get that printable. Now, everything on here was free, didn't cost anything. Going to allrecipes.com doesn't cost you anything to sign up as a member, get your free virtual box. Then you can go in and do all the things that I said you could do. You can add things to a Walmart shopping cart if you're connected to a Walmart shopping cart app as well as you are allrecipes.com. You can see how much things are going to cost when you put it into that cart because it tells you how much each ingredient will cost you if you go to that local Walmart that will be synced to your account in your city, your state, things of that nature. I will also try to find that one from Jordan Budgets. Again, if I don't, go to Jordan Budgets, and if you can't find it from her, she did link it. I believe it was in January. Then just tap on her. She'll get you that, and she will send that over to you, no problem. And the channel that I saw the build your own recipe, not build your own recipe, I'm sorry, build your own menu for an entire year. Just broad categories and then simplify with your top favorite recipes. That is amazing. And you can take that and wrap it into the Awkward Mom, because if you decide that you're going to have leftovers and you're only going to cook one day out of every 3 days, you can combine that with the Awkward Mom's printable, and you can deconstruct those meals for the next 2 days so you don't have to cook all the time. So, y'all, I still got my prep pantry to show you. I'm going to show you my inventory where we're at. We are now going into our 11th month of eating down our preps. And then my next video after that is to also show you my very small, tiny prepper pantry haul that I have, that I am stocking up a little bit on some things because some of the prices went down. So I was really happy about that. So with that being said, any questions, comments, concerns, and or suggestions, let me know in the comment section down below. We will catch you in the next video. Until then, Without Limits is out.